my favorite. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. I think, give me that bucket. My finger licking chicken. From Kentucky to the bayou, the flavor's so right. That secret recipe keeps me up all night. Gotta have that punch, that wonderful spice. KFC, baby, it's a chicken paradise. Fried and crispy, can't resist me. KFC, a southern mystery, crunchy chicken, finger licking. Come and get it, that clock is ticking. Fried and crispy, don't you miss me. KFC, you're making history, let's get lost. Oh, keep the cost low. KFC is the gravy gospel. Give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that bucket.
And we are live. There it is. Welcome in, everybody. It's another Tuesday night cool down. I hope you're doing well. This is the stream where we hang out after Tuesday night's main event, talk about topics we may have missed, answer any questions you may have, or just talk about whatever. We usually just end up shooting the shit on these streams anyways, which is what I prefer. I love talking to you guys, love hanging out with you. That's how I prefer it to be. So I hope you guys are well on this wonderful Tuesday evening. This is gonna be a little bit of a shorter one. Lady Epic is very tired. I wanted her to get some sleep, but I did want to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well. First things first, Glenathan, our boy Glenathan, first to chat. Glenathan, your soul's glowing.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through.
Just let your soul glow, baby.
Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
There we go. Thank you, Glenathan. Appreciate you. We got Andrew Fraser Jr. says, deja vu. I've just been in this place before. What's going on, Andrew Fraser Jr.? Good to see you, my friend. We got J Ram says, hail. Hail, J Ram. Good to see you. Appreciate you. J Andrew. Shout out. Fruit of the Mystery. Mr. Rough Night says, teams make a game of sport. It's wild. Naruto the 7th, Mod Extraordinaire says, perfect timing. This time Mahler really did finish playing Expedition 33. Well, anybody that watched that stream, what did he think about it? What were his thoughts on Expedition 33? It's I think it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's in my top 20 best games of all time right now. What's up, Mark Andre Roy, Space Thunder, Zwanny, Donna Hall, shout out Donna. Valen Turd Ferguson says 11 Eventh. Andres the Collector. What's up, Rough Night? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Appreciate you, Zwanny. Good to see you. Johnny says Sugarfoot Love. Shout out, thank you. The most you could have, say I'm here early and hetero. Hey, I respect it. What's up, John Ambler? Good to see you, bro. Hunter says that the League of Extraordinary Victims is a sport. They're a team. We are a sport. We are sports. Let's see what else we got here in chat. Darth Bane, hail. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Beardo made me really angry tonight. I needed this cooldown. I'm sorry, Nandor. Well, listen, man, I'm here to hang out with you, bro. We can hang out and talk about shit and, you know, have a good time. Angie Blanket says, hey, Meek, and hi again to most of the chat. Hello, Angie. Good to see you. Dara Meta, is that how you pronounce your name? Dara or Da Rameta? Dara Meta says, hi, chat. Hello. Let's see here. X1 says, what dumb thing did Beardo do tonight? I missed the show. Oh, we got an argument about sports. All of us. DJ Skylo says the Tuesday night's main event was really funny to me. I'm glad you had a good time, man. Yeah, the arguments are always hilarious. Disproves Lesbian Wig says, yo, what's going on, Disproves Lesbian Wig? Let's see here. John, I'm back. Says Disproves Lesbian Wig. Doomaverse says, howdy. Hey, what's up, Doomaverse? Shout out. Good to see you. D. John Hayden. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Man, moving is a pain. Moving is a lot of work, man, but I respect it. Sandra Franca says fresh Queen of Sparta. That's wild. A big pig Venus, I almost said the other thing, says hello. Hello, a big wow. A pig Venus. I was not, that was not a Freudian slip. It wasn't a slip. I was just I was reading too fast. Soundwave Superior says 199. Well, I usually can pronounce it the other way. Soundwave Superior. Shout out, man. Good to see you. Keenan, what's going on? Says, oh yeah, it's time for a cool down. Hey, shout out, Keenan. Hope you're doing well, man. Cody Rex says, Mike, who would win in your opinion, Werewolf by Night or Sabretooth? Hail the Steel Walrus. So I don't know a crazy ton about Werewolf by Night. Because I think he is mostly a standard werewolf, if I'm not mistaken. He's not like, I don't think he has any special traits beyond just being a werewolf. And here's the thing, werewolves, it really depends. Let me do this. Because I don't know a ton about this character, I'm going to look up the Marvel character, and I'm going to tell you based on one thing about his power sets. So he's a standard werewolf. He has superhuman strength, speed, stamina, reflexes, agility, cooldown or coordination, durability, acute senses, and he has an accelerated healing factor. Man, that makes it a tough one, bro. That makes it a tough one. Oh, real quick, Zwanny for 50. So Can't Stay, just wanted to thank you for living up to your name. Epic. Zwanny, thank you. This is for you. Thank you for the 50. Appreciate you, Zwanny. Chat is flying on me. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to open my YouTube chat so I can keep up. Because YouTube chat doesn't disappear as fast as my restream chat does. But thank you, Zwanny, for the 50. Man, that's a tough one, bro. I might have to go Sabretooth. Just because I know more about him. I might have to go Sabretooth. That might be where I go with it. But that's a tough one, man. Because they're so similar in power sets. I wonder though, my only question is, does he have, is it where he's only killable if he's hurt with silver? Transform into a anthropomorphic wolves. They're doing moon or voluntary. This gives them superhuman abilities. Or they're vulnerable to magic and silver, but they're not invulnerable without it. Interesting. I might have to give it to Sabretooth here. I think Sabretooth could pull that out. I think Sabretooth, if he's a standard werewolf, I think Sabretooth is a little bit stronger than him. I think his healing factor is a little bit stronger than his too. It really comes down to who has the lower healing factor, I think, when you get down to that. I'm going to give it to Sabretooth. I think Sabretooth would take that fight. That's a great fucking question though. I always appreciate the like nerd who could win in a fight questions. I actually posted one today. We were talking about Hulk versus Thanos because a lot of people, you know, in the fight in Endgame don't really like that fight between Thanos and Hulk. And I was trying to explain to people that, like, yes, the fight is a bummer because I think it was a little too one-sided. And also Hulk never got his comeuppance, or gave Thanos his comeuppance. But if you know who Thanos is in the comics, Thanos is a galactic level threat without the gauntlet. Thanos knows who Hulk is. Thanos can fight Hulk. Thanos can beat Hulk up pretty badly if he needs to. So, but thank you, Zwanny. I appreciate it. Glenathan for 10 says Sugarfoot makes Jar home for lost foot. That's fucking wild. Thank you, Glenathan. Appreciate it. If I missed your chat, so chat has completely jumped on me. Completely disappeared. So I am currently on Dengar Renegade. So if I missed your chat or you said something that you want me to read and I missed it, I apologize. Please let me know. I will get to it. Wyoming Sasquatch for 2. First of all, glad to hear about your brother doing well. Okay. Been praying for you, man. Thank you. Baja Tortillas and potable water tax. Thank you. SCD for 5 says, I finally understood all the very warranted Beardo hate tax. That's wild. Johnny's for 2 says, Cooldown serenading tax. Hey, thank you. I try to give you guys a little something. Go ahead and break them off a little bit of the remix. And I'm like murder, she wrote, once I get you out them clothes. Anyways, hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Nandor says, to get off the sports topic, how do you feel about backroom / liminal stuff? I think liminal spaces, the backroom stuff is fascinating. I think I actually like it more when there is no existential threat other than being alone. You know, I think some of the stuff with the back doors, wow, goodness gracious. Some of the backroom stuff and the liminal stuff, it gets a little cringy or a little hokey when you start adding in like your own monsters and stuff. I think that that's a natural progression of that kind of a thing. But I really enjoy I actually really enjoy it even sometimes when it's not necessarily threatening. Like you're in like a suburban neighborhood with like nice houses, but they all kind of look the same. And there's just a big endless green field surrounding them. And then when you go in the houses and stuff, they all just kind of look the same inside. But like, I more lean to liking it when there isn't a horror aspect to it, because I actually think that adds more to the like setting. When there's like there's a potentially a monster here, or there could be something lurking around the corner and stuff, that part of it can kind of disrupt what you're dealing with, which is that liminal space. Like, you know, even the back room stuff has a feeling of this will never end and I'll never escape here, and what do I do with my time? And I have infinite amount of, well, not infinite, but I have my lifetime in here now, you know, and what does that mean? Is there an escape? Is there an exit? I think that gets plenty into the horror aspect of things. But I do like that. I do think that stuff's cool. And I do think that sometimes people come up with clever monsters or things. I also do like it. I do think it's kind of cool when there isn't like necessarily anything in it that can hurt you. Like there's not a monster that's gonna like jump out of a corner and like attack you. Like, or like nab you or try to bite you or anything. It's more like maybe there's like mannequins and they all just kind of sit there and maybe sometimes they shift around. That kind of a thing I think is kind of cool, but yeah. Lee's Tatami A says there's no way in hell Beardo has a bowling average about 215. He doesn't even know how many points you can get in a game. Hey man, you gotta take that up with him, because yeah, that's pretty wild. Samurai Vader said Mike shot himself. I didn't though. Maybe I did. I don't know. The Afeet says, hello, Mike. Hello, chat. Hey, shout out Afeet. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Legendary Scrub? Hi, Makara. Good to see you. Shout out Cam, man. Hope you had a good stream yesterday, man. Mike, Sabretooth has Logan like mutant healing, so he'd win. Yeah, I think his healing factor is even less though than Logan's, because I think Sabretooth, his healing factor is less than Wolverine's, even when Wolverine has adamantium in his body. I could be wrong about that. Sabretooth is more skilled in combat. That's another thing. I know that he's a like Sabretooth doesn't duck fades. Like he's always fighting people. So that's a good point too. But yeah. Wasn't it funny when Gunther came out to AJ's music? Oh, that shit was hilarious. Oh yeah, he trolled everybody with that one too. Sabretooth is crazier, yes. Does Sabretooth have adamantium? I thought he wasn't able to get adamantium because he couldn't survive the process.
We would be honored. Join us.
I don't know. Mr. Rough Knight's talking about selling feed pics in the chat. Midnight Light says, hey, Epic Mickey in chat. I still dig the voice of I'm just asking questions with Jesse Ventura bit. Will you be at the meetup here in Orlando? Also, should I binge watch Wonder Man right now? I thought you stopped following me, Midnight Light. You hurt my feelings. I'm why don't you tell me? I'm just asking questions. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I am right now like 70% locked in for MegaCon. If that changes for any reason, I'll let you know. And the only reason it would change is if there's some kind of family emergency. That's why it changed last year, because my daughter was potentially coming home, and there so many things were in flux at that moment that I just wasn't able to justify it. But yeah, And as far as should you binge watch Wonder Man? Yes, you should binge watch Wonder Man. It's basically like 4 hours altogether. You could skip the intro, the recap, and you can skip the credits. And if you just watch it, it is a brisk 4-hour watch. And I do think it's enjoyable enough that you could find some entertainment in it. And I love the ending. I really did love the ending of it. That's what sold it for me as a show, was the ending. Let me keep going here. Let me make sure I got everybody. Forest Beyond the Trees for 50. Mike, real question. What gimmick is Beardo going for? Most of you have channels or a gimmick that gives you distinction. Beardo's becoming less likable each week with his desperate need to be right. Far too much overconfidence, arrogance. I don't know, man. Everybody has their thing, and everybody has a way of approaching the internet and doing their thing. And, the thing is too, like when we get into these kind of debates and these kind of arguments, I think it's, nobody wants to be wrong in those moments because we all have like strong personalities, so, I don't know, I think that's the other thing too, like gimmicks only work if it's believable. So you have to be some kind of version of yourself. I know a lot of people think that I'm like an arrogant, like really mean asshole. And I'm not like that in real life. I'm actually quite quiet and chill about stuff. But I dial up parts of my personality that I know are very competitive, because I can be very competitive, that are very combative, that are very loud, that are very boisterous, because it helps me kind of just like dissociate and just kind of do my thing. It like helps me activate in my superpower of being a personality on the internet. So everybody approaches it differently, and I think that, I think that if you want to engage with a creator and you're feeling like you're not enjoying what they're doing, or you're frustrated with the way things are, I think that maybe watching them on one of their gaming streams, or watching, I know Beardo has the Saturday night. Wow. He has overtime with Beardo on Saturday mornings. I think going and checking that stuff out, you could probably just get a look at a different side of Beardo. People that don't come over here and watch my streams, which is fine, you don't have to. But if you don't ever watch these streams, you just assume that I'm like I am on Tuesday Night's Main Event everywhere, and I'm not. And it's because my thing, the thing that I like more than anything is I like talking, and I love specifically talking like to you guys. Like I enjoy having conversations with you guys. I love just engaging with you guys and like, having those kind of conversations and stuff. I like the panel shows too. I do enjoy that. I love being on F&T, Tuesday Night's Main Event, Epic Verse and stuff. I like talking and engaging with other people as well. But where I'm the most comfortable is here right with you guys. Because this is my element. It's all me. It's whatever we want to talk about together. It's whatever topics you guys bring up is whatever topics I bring up. And I like that a lot. So you just get different looks at things, You get superliminal if you eat crayons? You could. Are we cooled down yet? We're getting there, Cozy Goober. We're getting there. Dander says the complex is a pretty good one too. No entities in that one. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it would be cool, like if there's like books or something. Like if you played like a liminal game where you're just running around in these liminal spaces, and you find books or stories or journals, and that's how you kind of end up finding the exit. That would be cool. But the monster stuff is where I'm like, that could get a little cringy. It's tough. Snow Blackheart says, sup, Mike? Hey, how you doing, Snow Blackheart? Hello, Makara. How you doing? Skunk Works, good to see you. SD0, appreciate you. What's up, B-Man? Shout out, bro. Appreciate you as well. Let me keep scrolling down here. Charles Evane says, Hail Meek. Yeah, the cream of the crop on Afrocast. Also, this whole stream is a goddamn conspiracy. Sabretooth is more of animalistic sense and regen. Wolvie is more of regen and less animalistic sense. Is he? Oh, yeah. You're talking about Wolverine, yeah. I heard the Sabretooth that's in the comics is supposed to have some kind of clone of the original. Never read X-Men, just heard that. I don't know. He might. I haven't read a ton of X-Men comics either, so He has adamantium claws, does he? Okay, so he has like the adamantium thing. I didn't think he did though. That's why I'm surprised by that. But yeah, by the time Epic Mike reads this, I'll be done with the gym. Hey. Sabretooth has greater regen, does he? Does he? Now I gotta look this up. Sabretooth can regrow an arm, Wolverine can't. Sabretooth or Wolverine. We're looking this up. I gotta know. I gotta know. Can you show me? Oh, okay. Sabretooth has a stronger regenerative healing factor than Wolverine, according to multiple sources. Okay. Somebody said sometimes yes, sometimes no, which is very comic booky. But if generally, more often than not, he does, then that's the one I want to go with. Sabretooth's healing factor is described as being nearly as powerful as Wolverine's, even possibly on par with it, and in some storylines explicitly stronger. This was confirmed in Sabretooth and the Exiles #1, where Sabretooth's healing factor shown to override power dampening collars that Wolverine could not penetrate. But is that because of his adamantium, or is it because of just where it works? I don't know. Earth 616, main Marvel Universe, Sabretooth can regenerate from massive injuries, such as multiple gunshot wounds, severe burns, and either in limb loss within moments, matching or exceeding Wolverine's regeneration speed. A key difference is that Wolverine's healing factor is slowed by his adamantium skeleton, which is funny because we talked about this yesterday actually on my stream. While Sabretooth's healing factor is not hindered by such implants, though he later receives adamantium lacing from his son Graydon Creed. Okay. While Wolverine is often considered more famous for his healing factor, especially the media adaptations, comics consistently portray Sabretooth as having a superior or equal regenerative ability, with some sourcing state his healing factor is stronger. Interesting. And then let me look this up. Sabretooth adamantium. Because I did not know he actually got adamantium. Okay, so at one point Apocalypse gave him adamantium to make him more powerful. And then he also got another time where he underwent the Weapon X program and got adamantium enhancements as well. Okay. Changed upgrades for a significant period even after the events of House of M. In current storylines he has adamantium in his body. Interesting. Okay. I stand corrected. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I did not know that. Do you notice that Dan Vass remembers Drew McIntyre? Now you can't unsee that. That is a good point. He does kind of look like that. He does. Who would win, Aquaman or the Human Torch? Aquaman. Aquaman. I know Aquaman has to deal with, like, if he gets dehydrated. The thing is, like, Aquaman, like, Johnny Storm is, you know, he has his flame powers. He can heat up to, like, ridiculous levels and stuff like that. You can't hurt him with water if you have enough of it, things like that. But also, Aquaman, a lot of people don't know this about Aquaman. A lot of people just assume he's just a water guy. Aquaman can fuck you up on land, okay? Because Aquaman can survive in, like, the bottom of the ocean. So, like, Atlanteans in general, but especially Aquaman, is exceptionally, has exceptionally strong bone density and exceptionally strong musculature. Not just the water gives me strength. Like, I naturally live this. Kind of like the way Asgardians can be. Asgardians are not like regular humans. Asgardians are stronger than regular humans. They live slightly longer than regular humans, all that jazz. That's kind of what the Atlanteans are like. They are on another level when it comes to human beings because of where they are. And so even though Arthur Curry has other powers that distinguish him and make him Aquaman, as far as like throwing down with Arthur Curry, if Johnny Storm can keep a distance and keep Arthur away from water long enough, maybe. But Arthur Curry is no fucking joke. And he's no slouch when it comes to fighting, bro. And he's got that trident for a reason. He could throw that shit really fucking far. Forcebound Tree says, I say this from a constructive criticism's perspective. I want all of you to be successful. He's hurting himself. Well, I appreciate you wanting everybody to be successful like that. And you know what? Constructive criticism is good. And I think that you should mention that to Beardo. Go on, go on his channel. Don't start any fights. But if you want to talk to him about stuff, like I said, Saturday, the overtime stuff, he's a lot more talkative because bro science, they're busy and they will talk, but it's a panel show. you know, get one-on-one with him, talk to him. Late to the stream, can you start from the beginning, says Insomniac? I will see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I totally checked out MCU shows. Yeah, I did too, but I checked this out. I was really impressed with Wonder Man. I've also been watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I really like it. I know that everybody's like, there's a dick in it. There is a dick in the very beginning, but it's also the diarrhea scene in the very first episode as well is pretty ridiculous. But I think they were trying to establish a more comedic tone. And to be honest, I enjoy it because while it feels like the backdrop of Game of Thrones is there, the brutality and the darkness and the kind of depressive, oppressive setting of it isn't really there. There's still politics. There's still, you know, rich and poor and all that jazz. But I also really like Sir Duncan. And Egg. I think they have great chemistry. I think they're an awesome duo. I think the kid playing Egg is awesome. I really enjoy the show. I've been really, really impressed with it so far. Come here for the real meek, says Radbat Scubble. Thank you. I appreciate that. Comparing comic book characters is difficult. You need to define which era / universe you're comparing. Otherwise, it's an exercise in futility. Yeah, I think sometimes you can, for some characters, not everybody, some characters you can come up with a universal constant about how they are. Some characters are so wildly differing in powers that it's hard to compare them. Like Superman, you have to kind of compare him by era, because some versions of Superman are way more powerful. When it's Silver Age Superman is so fucking broken. I think it's Silver Age. Is it Silver Age Superman? I think Silver Age Superman ended up developing like a resistance to kryptonite and shit too, so like nothing could stop him. I also think that's the one that ends up becoming like Superman, like the Infinite Superman or whatever, Golden Superman or whatever, when he's sun dipped for like 1,000 years. So it just depends. But yes, it can be tough. Mike, if I'm being honest, compared to the first time I saw you on stream, you're definitely a lot more chill nowadays. Also, are you losing weight? Keep it up. Yeah, I told everybody that. I've been on a diet now for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Is it coming up on 2 weeks, maybe? I'm trying not to keep track of time, so I don't think about, oh, it's been so long. I think today I had a cheat meal. I told my chat yesterday, don't do cheat meals. My cheat meal was I had a single chicken nugget. Okay? Mike, you need to be more crazy on your solo streams. They don't keep me awake while I drive. I'm sorry, bro. I'll see what I can do. No, stay awake though. Don't go to sleep. That would be bad. Appreciate you. Legendary Scrub for 5 says, you're a nice and quiet guy in real life? Eh? We probably should ask Sean Gunn about that. He was fucking terrified that I was going to steal his wallet, but he's fine. He was fine. He got past it. I was trying to be nice to him. I talked to him, was like, hey man, what's going on, bro? It's cool. We're just chilling. You know, I'm not going to rob you, bro, or anything. I didn't say that to him, but yeah. I was like, man, this con's kind of crazy because, yeah, there's a lot of people here and stuff. And then he kind of just kept looking at me and I was like, yo, bro, I'm not going to fucking rob you. It's okay. Like, chill, brother. Nick Gore for 2 says shout out. Hey, shout out Nick Gore. Jeremy the Cyborg member for 14 months. Meek, you're my top 3 individual live streams to listen to when you're not doing horror games. Well, shout out Jeremy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Jeremy the Cyborg for 5 says, in the Marvel DC crossover, Aquaman beat the Submariner by letting him monologue on a dock till a whale could leap up from the water and squish him. That's fucking hilarious, actually. That's actually really fucking funny. NTR Uncle for 2 says, I'm on the vowel diet. I only eat eggs and Oreos. I mean, your body might adjust to that. It depends on how many Oreos you're eating a day. Kind of depends on how many Oreos you're eating a day. Recently, Aquaman gained hydrokinesis as well, so it's even more subtle. Oh, okay, yeah. Then, yeah, he's going to fuck him up. Johnny Storm can generate heat hotter than the surface of the sun. He cooks just about anyone. That's true. Johnny Storm is no fucking slouch, but Aquaman is really fucking scary, dude. It has been a moment the creator for Sabretooth hated the Wolverine character, so he made it so Sabretooth will always be stronger. Could be wrong, though. That sounds about right for comic book writers, yeah. Not all of them. Not everybody. The nice thing is, like, people in the Rippaverse aren't competing with each other about characters for the most part. You know, they're not trying to one-up each other. But yes, I know in other comic book worlds that can be a thing that they do. So, Spider-Man, yeah. Midnight Light. We've talked about Spider-Man and how crazily powerful he is. Spider-Man has to pull his punches so his enemies don't explode on impact. Mary J. Watson comforted him when he said Flash was bullying. She said, I love you because you don't hurt people. Yeah, dude, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, dude. He's so fucking rad. Let's see here. Sarah said, holy shit, the Beardo make Tuesday night's main event unbearable this week, and I usually have his back. Hey, that's all right, dude. He wanted to argue sports. We argued sports. Valentine says, I'm so sleepy for this conversation, although on any occasion, my favorite character is the one that will win, because that's just how it works. Turd, charge your fucking phone. Drinkers had some good things to say about it compared to Game of Thrones. Yeah, like Game of Thrones seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 are phenomenal. They're some of the best television put to screen out there. They're amazing. The writing is incredible, but that show has to be judged from the beginning to the end. It has to be judged as a collective, and the rest of the seasons go from okay to bad to terrible. And there are moments of brilliance and flashes of brilliance in them, but those moments are probably the ones that George R.R. Martin wrote. The rest of it is not good. House of the Dragon is good. Season 1 is really good. Season 2 is okay. Is good to okay. There's moments that kind of drag their feet, but there's still really good moments as well. Knights of the Seven Kingdom Night of the Seven Kingdoms is totally different than all of those shows, and I like that because of it. And I like the fantasy setting. I dig it. Gotta give Sir Arlen something positive because he was lacking a lot of other areas, according to the showrunners. Really? So give him a huge dick because he was like a piece of shit the rest of the show? Okay. Hey, what's up, Jordy? How you doing, man? Feels like an A24 telenovela of Knight's Tale set in Game of Thrones times. That's a really... Blackout Boy, that's a really, really good take on that. That's a really good estimate. An A24 telenovela... I think you meant telenovela, but whatever, close enough. Of a Knight's Tale set in Game of Thrones times, I think that's pretty accurate. That's pretty good. What if Johnny Storm goes supernova? I still think Arthur might be able to survive that. Arthur's really fucking tough, dude. Mike, please do a poll for the next game you play right now. Please. I already have locked in the game I'm going to play next. It's not a scary game, though. The next game I'm going to be playing is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I've been asked about that one. It's been on the list for a long time. So I am on the last chapter, I believe, of The Evil Within. I'm the last fucking chapter of it, okay? Once we're done with that, The Evil Within, it's Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. And we'll play that right up until my birthday. My birthday is on the 23rd. Mark your calendars. That's on a Monday. I'm going to do a stream during the day. I'll break to go hang out on the Monday hangover. Then we'll do an evening stream as well. I don't know what game I'm going to play that day. We may just chill and play whatever. I'm not sure yet. But when Resident Evil 9 drops, I think we're going to play it day one. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to get ahead of other people. That's not the goal. But I like the Resident Evil franchise for what it is. I've already played 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. So, and I think that might revigorate my love for the Resident Evil franchise again, playing 9, and then we'll probably go back and play 5 and 6 at some point. Because people said I should still play 6 because it's funny. But after Midnight Light, after I finish Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, I will do a poll. We will talk about what games I'm going to do next, okay? We'll get a list together of games, and we'll set up a list so that you guys can all decide what games you want to see me play next. Zero Gun Rivale. When it comes to Superman, we have to use post-crisis canonical version. Silver Age Superman pretty much do whatever the writers want him to. Yeah, that's fair. I know post-crisis was significantly nerfed compared to Silver Age Superman. So, Nando says, I gotta head out, man. Hey, have a good night, bro. Appreciate you. I enjoy Knights of Seven Kingdoms by Garamy's assessment. I know there's a wiener. Despite that fact, I'm not a homosexual. I enjoyed the show. Yeah, same. Yeah, Silver Age Superman is so overpowered, it's stupid, yeah. Silver Age Superman is continuing to add new powers based on the needs of the story. He's super OP. That's what I thought. I think he develops like telekinetic powers at some point or something like that, telepathy. It's pretty fucking wild, so. Disparu's Lesbian Wig says, easy way to lose weight and eat good. Buy yourself a rice cooker and make rice. One cup of uncooked rice equals 750 calories. Makes two cups of cooked rice and salt and pepper with some veggies. That's a good one. I'm actually on keto right now, so I'm not eating rice, but that is something I'll probably incorporate after once like I'm routinely like working out all the time and at a happy weight that I want to be at. Rice is definitely something that's nice to have like as a filler, but I'm gonna try not to overwhelm myself with grains again. I'm definitely not gonna go back to just eating bread all the fucking time and stuff either. So, did Legendary Scrub have a question? Funny thing is, no whale could crush Namor. He's super strong and fast. I think you meant La Kulkulkan, the feather serpent god. That's Namor's actual name in the MCU. Comic villains are almost always stronger, more powerful than the heroes. It's like that with the most antagonists in any kind of story. Yeah, you have to serve as an obstacle, which means you have to be stronger. So, Sissy says, I feel like Meek has skipped every one of my chats. Sissy, I literally just saw you in chat. But Sissy, I'm not skipping you on purpose. I promise. I appreciate you. I love you. Much love to you. Shout out to Sissy. Do I have a good song here? Hold on.
Get your hand off my penis!
There you go, Sissy. No, I appreciate you. Ferg is spicy tonight? What is Ferg saying? I can't keep up with you guys, so. Oh, I just read Turd's thing here. Phones at 52%. Fuck off. Turd said.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, sorry, Turd.
Congratulations! Oh my god.
I like House of the Dragons more than Game of Thrones. Dragons, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, dragons are always a nice additive. Caraxus is my favorite dragon. Caraxus is awesome. The fact that Nintendo or Netflix CEO confirmed Epic Mike's takes about James Gunn Superman, which I haven't watched, in the United States Senate tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, shout out to Nerdrotic for sending me that. Yep. During a Senate hearing today, the Netflix co-CEO confirmed that Superman was a theatrical disappointment, did not perform as well as they wanted, and so they cut the time short and pulled it early. We've all been saying it. We all told everybody, and they said we were crazy and that we were making shit up. We were just wanting the movie to fail, even though a lot of people in our community really liked James Gunn's Superman. There's a lot of people that did enjoy it, but guess what? A lot of people didn't go see it, and a lot of people that did see it didn't enjoy it and told their friends they didn't enjoy it either. Show's cooked. Bump, bump, bump. Hey, what's up, Sula Felix? How you doing? I'm not trying to skip you on purpose. Listen, I don't try to skip anybody. If I don't want to talk to somebody, I'll just fucking mute you in the channel. Everyone remember to send Jeremy money to say happy birthday to Mike that week? That's fucking wild, dude. Insomniac says, did you ever play Until Dawn? I have it. I own it. It was one of the games people mentioned to me. It was one of the games that people mentioned to me to play. So I got it and I do own it. Metal Gear Rising is a mean gold mine. Oh, that's going to be exciting then. Wolverine trained Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Spidey since ended up activating him 20 minutes in advance. Wolverine's actually a lot smarter than what people give him credit for. Yeah, Wolverine's very smart. Oh yeah, he's also like, it's funny because like not gross. Yeah, he's kind of gross. Like because it's implied that like he's kind of smelly and he's very like gruff and he's kind of off-putting. But people like him for that. But then you get like Hugh Jackman, who's like, I'm Wolverine, I'm mad and stuff, but like I got a bad temper, and you're like, that's cool, but like it also might be kind of cool. He doesn't have to be 5'4" or whatever he fucking is in the comics. I don't care about the height, but it might be kind of cool to get a take on Wolverine that is a little bit more animalistic with the fangs and a little bit more like, you know. Has Miki ever played Five Nights at Freddy's? I have not. I did talk to my chat about it. They said that chat said that they would love to see me play those games. You know, I might save those for like Halloween time because people love retro games like that. Those might be some good retro games to try out. I don't know. Well, yeah, he didn't finish Resident Evil 7 because he cheated on his wife. No, listen, I picked the wrong woman in Resident Evil 7, and then I went back and replayed for my last save in that, and I went back and picked the Ethan's wife in that, and played through the ending with Ethan's wife, so I got the correct ending. Okay, I did. It'd be fun to make Miki play Pokemon and with his noob skills defeat Birdo. I actually am pretty good at Pokemon if I want to play it. Like, I mean, the games are not particularly hard, but I actually know how to, like, train Pokemon, and, like, I know how to, like, cycle moves and stuff like that. I much prefer offense over defense or even utility anyways, though. Typically, if somebody's really good at utility Pokemon, like, able to set things up ahead of time, I will lose that fight because I like to just go. I'm all about just, like, let's fucking throw down, and I typically will choose offensive powers over defensive powers anytime. But I do like combining different things and doing different stuff. Even though my chosen, like, if I had to choose like a roster of Pokemon, that'd be really simple, because at the end of the day, what I like the Pokemon I like, and I'm a Gen 1 purist. And if I had to pick, it would be, yeah, it's so fucking basic. I don't care though. Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Golem or Graveler, either of the two. Alakazam. Who's my third spot? Fuck, I don't remember who the last one is. I don't remember who the last one is. That one's kind of more of a flex spot anyway. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Raichu. That's what it is. Like, just basic element shit. Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Pikachu, or Raichu. I like Raichu. I like Pikachu, but I like the look of Raichu. And I like having my character, or all of them fully evolved. Then Golem and Alakazam. That would be like, that's my dream roster anytime I play a Pokemon game. Even if it's not a great roster, I like it for that. So, Sissy, have a good night. I appreciate you. When in doubt, chicken. Chicken will love you like an import bride from one of the ads on the side of your screen. That's true. I have been baking a lot of chicken. Seasoning about Cajun chicken last night. It's delicious. Never played a Pokemon before. Not really in a rush to get into it. It's fine. They're very simple. They're not particularly difficult games. So it's okay if you've never played one. It doesn't really make a huge difference. All right. Good night, Meek. Hey, thank you, Leon. I appreciate you. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. What's up, Cody Ross Gray? Shout out Mike in chat. First time here. I think, Mike, I feel like I've heard you're writer director. Have you done anything lately? So I have been like writing slowly behind the scenes. I directed some stuff for Epicverse. Hope to direct more things for Epicverse, but we are in like the slow, long, fun process of post-production, early pre-production stuff. Hopefully I'll have more updates on that sooner rather than later. But the plan is, as soon as I have more, I will have, as soon as we have more money to do stuff like that and more like time, I'll be directing a lot more stuff. I fucking love directing stuff. And I absolutely love, creating shit and creating cool stuff. So, I will be doing a lot more with that in the future for sure. And you know, like, obviously I just want to do as much of it as I possibly can, and put that money towards stuff. So, did you know Jeffrey Epstein had a stake in Nintendo? That's a horrifying thought. He had a lot of money. Lude, those fucking, I like Vermithor myself, but that's to do because we have yet to see Balerion, the Black Dread. That's true. Dude, Balerion will be rad to see because of how fucking big he was. I don't know, like, yeah, this Epstein stuff is pretty fucking wild. It's tragic. It's fucking heartbreaking to read some of that shit. But also, man, oh man, did it expose how many fucking people in the government are all protecting themselves? how many of them are just protecting each other, watching each other's backs. Fucking crazy shit, dude. Government's fucking corrupt as shit. I love my country. I fucking hate my government. Wolverine was smart enough to leave the X-Men. Yeah, absolutely. Hideo Kojima posted on social media going into an Eastern Orthodox church recently. As someone who is a convert and baptized Eastern Orthodox Christian, it's nice seeing my childhood hero do that. That's rad. Hey, man, if he turned on the Lord, that's, dude, good on him, man. That's exciting. Yep. I'm non-denominational personally because I'm just a filthy heathen. I'm a filthy heretic. I'm just kidding. I'm not a heretic, but no, my brother-in-law's also Orthodox, and I was really happy for him, man. So there's a story where Wolverine does not have an adamant. Yes, I did play them both. There's a story where Wolverine does not have an adamantium skeleton that leads to mutation growing further. It becomes far, far more of an animal. Yes, I did know that. And anytime he does not have his adamantium in, I know that he is very animalistic, like with the bone claws and, you know, stuff like that. And I know his senses get stronger and stuff. So Five Nights at Freddy's a retro game. Technically it is. Jesus Avila says, wait, has Meek played Resident Evil 8? I have played Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, 7 and 8. Those are the ones I've played so far. I was going to try to play with 5 with a couple of different people, and it just didn't work out schedule-wise because my life was a mess. And then everybody told me to skip 6 because they said it's terrible. So, like, I'll probably go back and play those at some point. I also fully plan to go back and play the original Resident Evil games. Like the OGs, not just the remakes at some point as well, because I do think that would be a really fun time to do that. But I'm trying not to, like, only do Metal Gear and Resident Evil because there's so many games of those franchises. So yeah, we have a lot of games on the list of things that we're gonna that I want to play at some point. I really want to do KOTOR 1 and 2 on this stream at some point because I love those games. So yeah, have you seen Iron Lung or played the game? I own the game Porcupine Applesauce, and somebody asked me to play it, and I had not got around to it, and I feel terrible about not playing it yet. But I do own Iron Lung. Maybe I'll play that before I go see it. Thank you for calling me Mega Michael though. Haunter over Ghastly / Gengar when it comes to visuals. Haunter's pretty rad though. A guilty pleasure movie, says Brian, is The Devil's Advocate. That's a good one. Al Pacino. Yeah, that's actually a pretty fucking good one. Just making sure I'm caught up on it. They're not arresting the Blackmail Island clients because they are clients. Rough. Yeah, it's pretty fucked. Now we know the political elites are corrupt. Yeah, we kind of already knew that they were, but now it's just even more confirmed. It's fucked up. Yep, I'm a patriot, not a jingoist. That's fair. No, not the planet, but he controls every aspect of these powerful people. Yeah. I'm the same. Love Australia, hate our pussy government. I know a lot of Australians love being in Australia and yeah, hate the fucking government. So my other boss is going, so I have to go. Welcome people into the chat. Be right back. Hey, no worries, man. We've got about 10 more minutes. We'll call and then we'll call it. But 6 was Donkey Wiener. I heard a lot of people don't like fucking 6. So yeah, I might try it at some point. Brandon Kirachuk says KOTOR 1 and 2 ASAP Epic Meek. Listen, there's some of my favorite games ever. I love KOTOR 1 and 2. They're some of my favorite games to play. I love playing them. I used to play them all the time. I used to, like, before I started streaming, I played them I played them once almost annually. It was just a go-to. I'm going to play KOTOR 1 and 2 again, go through it. So you need to play Iron Lung before I go see it? I will do that. Resident Evil 6 is to Resident Evil what Dead Space 3 was to Dead Space. So I've only played Dead Space 1. I've heard Dead Space 2 is okay, and I've heard Dead Space 3 is terrible. So, like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to Dead Space. Maybe if you guys really ask me or really want me to, I will. But, like, right now, I enjoy just Dead Space 1 and kind of leaving it there, so. You could mic KOTOR into the end of Afrocast. Oh, make KOTOR into the end of Afrocast. I know you say it doesn't stream well. Yeah, I mean, like, The thing is with KOTOR, there is a lot of worded dialogue, but it's funny because there's also actual dialogue. When you play a game that has no dialogue at all, it's really tough to stream that because nobody really knows what's going on other than watching you do things. The fact that there is dialogue and it's just me that doesn't respond makes it a little bit easier to engage with. Plus, there are so many fans of KOTOR that I think most people kind of already know what they're expecting or what they're doing when they play it, and so they're not going to be nearly as stressed about it. So, Murmurs says God of War. So I never streamed God of War, but I own it. I have played it before. I don't know if I'll play Ragnarok, but I played God of War 1 and I loved it. I loved God of War 1 so fucking much. Yeah, it was incredible. It did make me want to go back and play the other God of War games as well at some point, just to kind of do the full gamut and the full story. Like I said, I haven't played Ragnarok. I watched Ragnarok. I don't know that I'm particularly interested. I don't know how I feel about it, but I really fucking love God of War. The father-son aspect of it, it was great. So, D-Man says, Mike, I have some news, but, oh yeah, I saw you popped in the chat just before I left. So, I have some news. We ended the stream last night for say. First, I didn't get the new job. Oh, I'm sorry, man, that sucks. But I transferred to a different department, same pay, but not as busy. We'll see where life goes. Well, I'm sorry that you didn't get the job. I definitely prayed for you. But I'm glad that you're somewhere else that's not as busy. That's awesome. Second, I got a guinea pig. Hell yeah, that was my very first pet. We're going to get him a friend, but his name is Durin, named after Durin the Deathless, father of the dwarves from Tolkien's lore. Well, that's fucking awesome. Let's put a victory song up there. Shout out to you and your guinea pig Durin. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I love that. God is in control of the world, but the devil's in power over things, and this is all leading back to him. I mean, that's, yeah. Australia won't fail ya. Oolong from DBZ movie BoJack Unbound. That's pretty funny. Same here. Try to beat him once per year. Yeah, man. Somebody, I think it was, who was it? Somebody suggested to me I play the Old Republic as well. Obscure Mask, I think it was, left a comment yesterday and was like that. Hey, have a good night, Warben. Appreciate you. Said, hey, you should play the Old Republic. I do want to play those games at some point. I started playing the Old Republic. I was really burnt out of MMOs at the time, and I just don't know if I really like how I'm in love with it and how much time I wanted to sink into it. But after seeing how much time I've put into like Where Winds Meet and Genshin Impact, I'm like, man, I probably should have just fucking played it. Mike, have you seen the trailer for the new Ghost in the Shell anime coming in July? The art style's more like the manga. Looks rad. I'm stoked for it. I have not seen that. We got a lot of trailers recently, man. Devil Wears Prada 2, which I do want to see. The trailer actually made me less interested in it, to be, if I'm being completely honest. Just because, like, you can call me gay, but I love the first Devil Wears Prada movie. I think it's fucking rad. I really, really, really enjoy that movie. And so I was excited they did a sequel. I hate that it took them so long to get a sequel set up, but I'm like, whatever, man, I'll check it out. I do want to watch it. He-Man and Master of the Universe actually looks pretty rad to me, so I'll check that out. C. Tom Cooper says, Orthodoxy is really convincing me. I have to say that having grown up in mostly Lutheran circles, I forgot who mentioned Orthodoxy in a dono message, but yeah. Listen, man, what matters is that you find Jesus, that you know him as your savior. That's what matters. The Bible tells us not to argue about doctrine and argue about doctrinal things, as long as you agree that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, that he died and rose again on the third day, that he died for the sins of the world, and that you're, forgiven through his sacrifice. That's kind of the basic tenets that you need to know. You believe that, then, the Bible says you're good as far as your doctrine, and the rest of it, it says don't spend too much time arguing about that stuff. As long as you spreading the gospel, that's what matters. So, the Forgotten Man says, have you played Time Shift? It's not very long, but to play at times you have to think four-dimensionally to get through objects. I've heard Time Shift is fun, but I have not played it. Oh, thank you, Turd. Thank you for reminding me. Turd Ferguson is the one that did the thumbnail for tonight. I have shanghaied Turd Ferguson into service, so now he is in charge of with very little actual pressure or responsibility in charge of doing the thumbnails for Tuesday Night Cooldown. He doesn't actually have to, but I appreciate it when he does, because it does help me out and they look awesome. I've loved these retro like game things. They remind me of oh, what is it? Life is Strange. Let's see here. Old school adventure game. Life is... No. Old school sci-fi adventure game. Man, I wish I remember the name of that. Is it Another World? Yes, it's Another World. That's the name of the game. I know I probably already knew that, but Irish Richmond Art Directs for 5 says Vince's dad had a heart attack, hence why he hasn't showed up on my stream yet. I'm not full of shit. Maybe the stars will align. You will be available too. Hey, dude, I didn't think you were full of shit. Dude, I understand how this stuff goes. I know that you know, everybody's busy. Everybody has a crazy life. Dude, if it doesn't work out for a while, I'm not gonna think you're lying. I don't think you lied at all. It's all good, man. I hope it happens for you soon. That would be nice. Your commentary and the dialogue alone in KOTOR would be legendary. Well, I appreciate that. I'll definitely check it out. And Turd says, tonight's thumbnail is based on the cover for Avengers number 25. Thank you, Turd. We appreciate the hell out of you, bro. You are, I would say, the best of us, but I don't, you're really mean to me, but thanks. And thank you, Tommy. You're all good, bro. Don't worry. Enslaved would be a good game to play. It's a good story. It's only about 7-8 hours. See, maybe we'll do another thing then, where we'll just get a whole list of shorter games that like clip along really quickly, and we'll just blitz through like a bunch of shorter games as well. I'm glad Mike brought up Rey Mysterio during Tuesday night's main event. 619 is still one of the best wrestling moves of all time, dude. Rey Mysterio at 51 years old, moving like he does, wrestling like he does is awesome. A lot of respect for him. So. Have you played Star Wars: The Old Republic? If so, what was your class was your favorite? I've only played it a little bit. Like I think I'm like maybe 15 hours into it, and I picked the Jedi Guardians to start. Although I've heard that there's a lot of other cool storylines. I heard like the Sith, the Sith Inquisitor is really good, things like that. So I don't know. I might have to go back and just start a new character and play through one of the storylines that I've heard is really, really good, and do that first. So, let's see here. Let me catch up on everything. Love your gospel talk to me. Well, thank you, D. Vinny. I know not everybody's Christian. I know not everything like that, but I am. I believe strongly in Jesus, and I think that is the best thing that's ever happened in my life. It's the only reason I'm still here. It's the only reason I'm still alive to this day. I'm a terrible Christian, and I will be the first to admit that. I would never look down on somebody or turn my nose at somebody for falling short, because I fall short all the time, and I but I also am very, very I've been a Christian my whole life, and I really do I do put a lot of emphasis on that, and it's really important to me. So Gunho Max says, when Moses parted the Red Sea, they had to work as a team and run before the sea collapsed on them. The parting of the Red Sea was a sport. That's wild work, dude. That's pretty good. You want to see Mr. Rogers' Meek thumbnail? I might be able to make that work. Another World is a gorgeous game. How the heck do they do that on an SNES? It's crazy. Well, I think it's all hand drawn, actually. I think that's kind of like the big shtick there. If you guys haven't seen this, I'll pull it up. This is a game from 1992, I believe it was. The gameplay is so like even to this day, still like surprisingly smooth. It almost defies logic how smooth it feels. This might be an upscaled version of it, but that's okay. There we go. I'm not gonna play through the whole game, but I'll show you what it looks like. That's your character here. And it's kind of like Space Ace or Dragon Quest, in that the action happens as you move around, but it's not like a super responsive shooter. Like, I don't know. Let's see if I can find like so here's actual gameplay here. So like as you play the game, like different things happen. Like in the water here, you actually have to swim up. If you don't swim up, your character will drown. Here on the map, if you stay in the water too long, this tentacle will grab you and you'll die. You have to watch out for these things because they have like little stingers, and if they get too close to you, they'll stab you and you'll die as well. Like a lot of things kill you in this game. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason the art direction of this game and the way it looks is still really fucking impressive. I love the way this guy's face looks. But yeah, for being like 1992 or whatever, this is really fucking impressive. We end up in prison. I think... Yeah, so like, I don't know. I think I got about... How far into this game did I get? I think the last time... Because I never finished this game. Oh yeah, that's another thing too in the combat. I remember that. Yeah, so like the gun that you have has so many like so much ammo in it. You can like create like shields so that other people shooting at you, they can't like hit you. I think I got to like here in the game and I never finished it. But this was a fun game. If you ever want to check it out, it's a fun retro game. You should be able to find it pretty much anywhere. Like these retro games are everywhere. There's like entire websites dedicated to just playing like MS-DOS retro games, and they're very cool. Angie Blanket says this will come as a shock. Not as much as a shock as you think, Angie. My dad was a preacher. In the end, he preached the Bible and not denominations. Well, I respect that. That's not a surprise. Listen, preachers' kids, some of the wildest kids I know, but they're also some of the nicest and most loving kids I know as well. So, what piqued my interest in early or Eastern Christianity were the translation differences in the newer Bibles versus older Bibles. Stuff like that completely alter or omitted. Some stuff like completely altered or omitted passages and verses. Yeah. I know a lot of people that's kind of what that led them to. So the North Star says, I watched Sinners the other night. It wasn't too bad. The dance scene just took me out of the movie for a bit. See, I love that scene. I think that scene's really well done. Mostly because they kind of set it up at the very beginning. That's kind of the cusp of the movie is Sammy's gifting with his music. But yeah, I'm not a Bible thumper and was raised in Jehovah's Witness household where my madre and family are still practicing. Jehovah's Witnesses want to associate with me. Pray you all find holy orthodoxy. Well, thank you, Midnight Light. God meets us where we're at, but the more we know, the greater our accountability. Obedient faith is the narrow path. It's truly narrow. That's true. That's very, 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 very true, man. The graphics look super awesome for 1992. Yes, hand-drawn era graphics was peak for a 2D era. Yes, dude. Even playing like Space Ace again or playing Dragon's Quest or Dragon's Lair again, those games look amazing still. Space Quest and the Prince of Persia had a baby, kind of. Yeah. I played the original Alone in the Dark as well. It's a very clearly a precursor to Abe's Odyssey. Yes, absolutely. Abe's Odyssey was a wild game too. Commander Keen. Oh yeah, I played the shit out of Commander Keen. I think I played 1 and 2. I've never beaten all the Commander Keen games. I think there were 4 Commander Keen games altogether. I played the first and second, Commander Keens, I believe. Okay, no, yeah, let me see. Yeah, Commander Keen and the Invasion of the Vorticons. I've played that one, and then I played Commander Keen in Goodbye Galaxy. So that's actually the third one. I don't think I've ever played the second one. Interesting. So actually, technically, Commander Keen and Goodbye Galaxy is the second game in the series, and Commander Keen and Keen Dreams is technically the third. But yeah, I played one and 3. I didn't know there was a Commander Keen for Game Boy Color, but I guess it was not the same. But yeah. Anyways, Commander Keen games were really fun. I played the shit out of those. There was a lot of MS-DOS games. I've talked about that before. There was a lot of those like ID Software, like Commander Keen, all kinds of games like that. I played the original Duke Nukem, and then I watched Duke Nukem slowly evolve as a series. I played the original Wolfenstein. I played the original Doom. I used to play Quake. Not a ton, but I did play Quake back in the day as well. Yeah, man, I loved all those old school games, man. Those MS-DOS games had there was some gold in there. There was also some shit in there. There was some terrible fucking games in that series, but overall, they were good. I went on a date with a preacher's daughter. She was an angel. That's wonderful. Turd says, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. That's wild. Jazz Jackrabbit. Oh yeah, I played Jazz Jackrabbit as well, man. I remember shooting Commander Keen in Doom 2. Was he in Doom 2? I don't remember that. My grandparents were my parents' parents. I don't believe you. Have you played Mission Impossible, Commodore 64? That game and Paradroid really need remakes. I don't know if I ever played the Mission Impossible games on Commodore 64. My grandmother had a Commodore 64. That's the first thing I ever played video games on. Like I said, the very first video game I've ever played has been, the very first video game I ever played was Frogger on the Commodore 64. To new people, we have Lurker Tax. We stopped the Blair White tax. We can keep that going too. I don't mind. I was addicted to Final Fantasy Tactics in 1998. Loved how much control over your team you had. Dude, Final Fantasy Tactics is fucking legit. Midnight Light says, I apologize for filling up the chat with religious speak. Anyone looking into Eastern Orthodoxy, start with Jay Dyer. God bless you, Miki, and your family. Oh, you're all good, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Vinny says, I used to be a bitter atheist, found my conspiracies coming true in 2020. Evil truly does exist, has to be a counter. All roads led me to Christ. Bible's undeniable when you get into the details. Well, hell yeah, man. I love that. Remember Heretic? It's like Doom, but I remember there's a crossbow. I don't remember Heretic. I know they have a game out that came out recently that's kind of like Doom, but it's like it is like more of like, it has more of like religious stuff in it. I don't know. Commander Keen was in a secret location. Really, I might have to check that out then. No, that's rad. All right, I am going to call it here. I only wanted to go about an hour. I want Lady Epic to get some sleep. Guys, I appreciate you. I love these cooldowns. Like I said, I typically just go, for a little while until Tuesday night's cooldown is over, or Tuesday night's main event's over. Once that ends, then I'll just take up what little time I have. I usually don't go later than midnight, but I wanted to do one tonight because it's been a hot minute. So, guys, I appreciate you very much. We're gonna raid Phil. I already got it set up. Phil hasn't streamed in a while. Go show him some love, guys. Thank you for all the super chats. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the wonderful conversations. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys sleep well. Show Phil some love if you're gonna stay up and watch Phil stream, and I will talk to you guys all very soon. Have a good night. See ya.